It is 2026, and we have more fitness technology than at any point in human history. Yet, look around. We are heavier, more bloated, and more metabolically broken than ever before. If fat loss was truly about tracking your macros or closing your rings, the problem would be solved by now. The truth is, you are trying to solve a 2026 problem with 1990s logic. You've been told that fat is just stored energy. It's not. In 2026, your fat has become a toxic waste dump. It is a storage facility for microplastics, environmental pollutants, and endocrine disruptors that didn't exist 30 years ago. Your body isn't holding onto fat because you ate too much bread. It is holding onto fat because it is terrified of the toxins inside those cells. If you burn that fat too fast, those toxins leak into your blood and damage your organs. Your body would rather you stay fat than stay poisoned. In this video, I'm exposing the 4 hidden 2026 fat storage triggers that your Apple Watch can't see. Subscribe and hit the notification bell now, because the information I'm about to share is currently being suppressed by the same companies selling you healthy processed protein bars. The blue light belly. The first reason you can't lose fat in 2026 is sitting in your hand right now. We have entered the era of the digital fat trigger. This isn't just about bad sleep or tired eyes. It is about a fundamental rewiring of your metabolic clock. Every time you look at a screen after 8 p.m., the specific 450 nanometer blue light frequency hits the melanopsin receptors in your eyes. To your primitive biology, this is a solar event. You are sending a high voltage signal to your brain that the sun is at its peak. This immediately halts the production of melatonin, your body's primary repair and fat oxidation hormone. But the suppression of melatonin is only half the tragedy. The absence of melatonin triggers a secondary, more sinister survival mechanism, nocturnal gluconeogenesis. The science of the internal sugar dump. Because your brain is convinced it is daytime, it prepares your body for activity. It signals your liver to begin breaking down stored glycogen and dumping fresh glucose into your bloodstream. Normally, this process happens at 6 a.m. to give you the energy to wake up. But by triggered it at 11 p.m. while you are scrolling in bed, you have created a massive physiological mismatch. Your blood sugar levels spike as if you've just eaten a bowl of pasta, but you aren't moving. You aren't burning that fuel. To protect your arteries from this sudden surge of ghost sugar, your pancreas is forced to secrete insulin. In the medical world, insulin is known as the anabolic storage hormone. Its primary job is to take energy out of the blood and lock it away in storage. And because your body is in a state of rest, it doesn't send that sugar to your biceps or your quads. It shuttles it directly to the most metabolically active fat depot in your body, your visceral adipose tissue, or the screen belly. This is why you wake up feeling puffy and soft despite eating clean the day before. You are essentially force-feeding your fat cells with internal sugar all night long. You are stuck in a 24-hour insulin loop. During the day, you eat and spike insulin. At night, the blue light forces your liver to spike your blood sugar, which spikes insulin again. Your body never enters the fat-burning zone because the door is constantly locked by insulin. In 2026, you cannot outrun or outlift a lifestyle that keeps your fat storage hormones active while you sleep. The blue light belly is a biological consequence of a brain that thinks it's noon when it's actually midnight. Until you fix the light, your liver will continue to feed your fat cells from the inside out. The microplastic lockdown. Reason number 2 is perhaps the most terrifying development in human biology over the last decade. We have moved beyond simple weight gain and into the era of the microplastic lockdown. In 2026, it is no longer a theory. It is a documented reality that microplastics and nanoplastics are present in the bloodstream of 99% of the population. But these are not just inert foreign objects floating in your veins. They are obesogens. The science of hormone mimicry. These chemical compounds, specifically bisphenol A, BPA, phthalates, and forever chemicals like PFAS, possess a molecular structure that is nearly identical to your body's natural hormones, particularly estrogen. Because of this structural mimicry, they don't just sit in your body. They hijack your endocrine system. When these plastics enter your system through the water you drink or the food you heat in plastic containers, they seek out your hormonal receptors. They fit perfectly into the locks on your cells, sending a powerful, false signal to your DNA. In a normal body, your fat cells grow larger when you overeat. This is called hypertrophy. But obesogens trigger something far more permanent: adipocyte hyperplasia. The direct truth: the infrastructure of fat, this false signal tells your body that it needs to multiply the number of fat cells you have. You aren't just making your existing fat cells bigger. You are literally birthing new ones. This is the ultimate biological trap. Think of your fat cells like balloons. Most people think weight loss is about popping the balloons, but in reality, you can only deflate them. Once an obesogen triggers the creation of a new fat cell, that cell is a permanent part of your body's architecture. It is a new room in a warehouse that never gets torn down. This is the hidden reason behind the rebound effect. When you go on a strict diet, you are deflating these millions of tiny balloons, but the infrastructure remains. Your body has built a massive, permanent storage facility for fat, and those empty cells are constantly sending out chemical signals, specifically leptin and ghrelin, screaming at your brain to fill them back up. Because your body is locked in this state by environmental plastics, it views a deflated fat cell as a biological emergency. It will lower your body temperature, slow your heart rate, and increase your hunger to an agonizing level until those cells are full again. You aren't fighting your willpower. You are fighting a physical structure that was built by chemical interference. In 2026, the game has changed. You aren't just battling calories. You are battling a world that is physically trying to expand your capacity to store fat. The gut-brain lag. Reason 3 is the 2026 gut-brain disconnect. Our modern diet of ultra-processed, hyper-palatable foods has destroyed the satiety signaling in your gut. The science: normally, your gut produces a hormone called GLP-1, the same one people are now taking via injections to tell your brain you're full. But in 2026, our gut microbiome is so depleted that we've lost the bacteria responsible for triggering GLP-1 naturally. You are eating, but your brain never gets the full memo. You are in a state of perpetual starvation. This is why you can finish a 1,000-calorie meal and still want a snack 20 minutes later. Your gut is screaming for nutrients, but your mouth is only giving it empty calories. The liver clog. The final and most critical reason is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. In 2026, this has become an epidemic even among children. Your liver is your body's primary fat-burning furnace. But because of the modern trio, liquid fructose, seed oils, and chronic stress, your furnace is clogged with sludge. If the liver is fatty, it cannot process fatty acid oxidation. It's like trying to burn wood in a fireplace that is filled with wet ash. Until you disludge the liver, no amount of HIIT training or keto dieting will ever move the needle on your belly fat. The 2026 solution. So, how do we win in 2026? Block the blue. Wear blue light blockers after sunset to stop the insulin dump. Filter the toxins, stop drinking out of plastic bottles, and switch to glass. Heal the gatekeeper. Use the nightly gut cleansing protocol to flush the biosludge and restart the janitor. You don't need a faster treadmill. You need a cleaner system. Comment 2026 if you're ready to upgrade your biology. Subscribe for the deep dive on the liver flush coming next week. The old rules are dead. It's time to play the new game. I'll see you in the comments.